I'm afraid you've been misled. I only play for sport.
Which is precisely why I've come to you, Miss Croft. This is a game you've played before, with your father. You both spent years searching for the Scion of Atlantis. All you needed was the location of Qualopec's tomb.
You found Vilcabamba.
How quickly can you get to Peru?
Hey everybody, Greg Miller from the IGN PlayStation team, here to talk to you about Lara Croft Tomb Raider Anniversary. After 11 years, IDOS and Crystal Dynamics have brought Lara's original adventure to the PlayStation 2. In case you're not familiar with the game, what you're getting for your $30 is the original Tomb Raider reimagined on the Tomb Raider Legend engine. If you don't remember the storyline, Lara's after a missing artifact, and some bad guys are after it too, so they'll have to go through Peru, Greece, and Egypt, and a couple other places on their way to try to figure out how to get this thing back. Overall, it's a good game. The addition of the Legend controls really opens things up. I remember when I played the original Tomb Raider, controlling Miss Croft felt like I was controlling a tank, whereas this one, everything's very swift. Lara still has her grappling hook. She can shimmy along ledges, run across the tops of these temples, and jump all over the place. She can jump out and she'll do this whole swan maneuver and expand her arms and grab onto ledges and dangle there, and you'll have to tap triangle to get her back up. It really feels like there's a lot more action to this. It moves a bit quicker. It's more realistic of what you'd expect a Tomb Raider to feel like. Also making the jump from Legend are really good cutscenes. They look good, they sound good, and interactive cinemas. So you'll be running with a T-Rex or some raptors, and you'll have to tap circle at the right time or tap R1 at the right time to jump and make sure that, you don't die, but you're not really playing that part of the game. Another interesting gameplay element is when you are fighting an enemy, whether it be a lion, a tiger, or a bear. When they come running at you, you'll have a split second where you can jerk the joystick to the side and press circle. Lara will jump and two targets will appear on the screen, and if you give them the chance for the targets to come together, they'll form over a crucial part of that enemy's body, and Lara can pull off a pretty nifty shot that'll do a lot of damage. Of course, the bread and butter of the Tomb Raider franchise is excellent problem solving, and luckily that is here in Anniversary tenfold. A good example is in Peru. Lara will come into a pretty massive room and see some cogs, some waterfalls, and all sorts of crazy gadgets that she has to get control of and get working in the proper order to get to the next part of that level. And that's par for the course in this game. Every puzzle you come across is extremely well thought out, and it'll make you stop and look around and think. But everything's not perfect in Tomb Raider Anniversary. Sometimes when you stop to take in those levels and take in those puzzles, you'll notice some glaring jags and all sorts of issues like that as far as the graphics. They're not bad, but they're by no means as good as the PS2 could produce. Sometimes you'll be standing looking into the distance and it'll look a bit hazy. Sometimes you'll be right on top of stuff and there won't be a really good texture. Another issue I had with the game is that the camera can be too tight in some places. In a game where I need to be hopping across platforms and shimmying off ledges, I need to have a great deal of accuracy. And there'd be times when I'd get to the top of a pillar and I would just move too quickly because I'm so excited to be playing Tomb Raider. And the camera wouldn't be up with me and I'd miss a crucial element of the puzzle and I'd fall to my death. After 11 years I expected maybe the enemies would have been upgraded a bit too, and that's just not the case in Tomb Raider Anniversary. You'll come across the same bears and wolves and tigers that you're used to, but sadly they haven't, evolved much in the 11 years since you last saw them. You'll walk into a room and you'll be on top of a ledge and they'll come running at you and just continuously run into the bottom of that pillar or ledge that you're on. I hate to harp on it. We've all seen God of War 2 and we know what the PS2 is capable of, especially this far into its lifetime. That makes it just a bit sadder to be playing this game, shimming along a column, and see Lara's phantom shadow projected through the column onto the floor below. Fact of the matter is, if you played this game on the PC and then played the PS2, you'd see the difference. The PC nailed what this game should have looked like, which is sharp and pretty. When I popped Tomb Raider Anniversary into my PS2, it was a lot like going back to my high school reunion. I walked up to my ex-girlfriend and expected her to have matured a lot, become a better person. Maybe that's why I was a little bit harsh here on Tomb Raider. She didn't live up to the expectations I had after 11 years, but she's still a good game. I gave her a 7/8. That means good, and I think you'd like her too. Because let's face it, for all her flaws, we still love Lara.